My name is Owotomiwa Christiana. I'm 20 years old, studying in Eastern Mediterranean University, Northern Cyprus, from the Department of Economics, and I'm from the western part of the Nigeria, Ogun State, but I lived in Ibadan, Oyo State, also still southern west of Nigeria. I'm from a family of five. I have two elderly sisters, one elder brother, and then a younger sister. And my childhood was very, very, very funny for me because then I used to have this, they call me this tomboy-ish. When they send me to school, after school, then they start looking for me. I followed my friends out and saw a lot of funny, funny things, but I really enjoyed my childhood. Like, if I had another opportunity, I would say I want to go back to while I was very, very, very young. It was really fun for me. Like earlier I said, I'm from the Department of Economics. I'm studying economics in Eastern Mediterranean University, and also a tailor, like as an occupation job for me. I sew dress, basically African attires, but as well I can do other kind of stuff which are classical or ready-made dresses. And how I got into this tailoring, well, I was very young, around 5 years old. My aunt, yeah, so rest in peace because she's late right now. She's a very big designer. So then I just used to like play with the machines, and she always stopped us like, don't, you're gonna injure yourself. But I just found fun in it. But then from then I just began to have this interest in sewing. So that was I got the clue of what machine was, or what tailoring was, or what sewing was like from general through my aunt. And then of course then when I was grown, so afterwards I had this interest, like I said, from my aunt, and then so I told my mom that I want to learn tailoring, and she was like, okay, wow, that's very, very good. So she paid for me, and then I learned my tailoring officially from, the name of the shop was like 30 Fash in Ibadan, Oyo State, and she paid around then, it was like 15,000 naira, which was around 2000, and if I was not wrong, 2006 thereabout. Now, 10 years ago. That was I started like learning officially tailoring. Yeah, I chose tailoring like out of all other kind of handiworks which are creational works. I took tailoring because I found it more and more. First of all, interesting because this life it's not all about fashion, also your style. And I always love everyone to look good. And then what at this thing, it depends mostly on what you put on. So and then I found more interest of designing clothes. The way you dress sometimes people address you that way, or the way you look sometimes can give like a more about you. So I chose tailoring because I just love fashion, and not ordinary fashion. Style is very, very essential. So tailoring is kind of good. And also I also like I love to, because other kind of, I don't have time for all this a beat kind of work. I prefer it because it's more of energetic, like machines and all of that. You have a lot of things to do, and also it's like logical. You need some calculations, dividing this, and so it's just more interesting. Though ethic, but I found more interest in tailoring, and that was why I chose tailoring. My tailoring in Cyprus started around 2014 September. That's the second semester after when I came to Cyprus. And why I joined it with my education, basically with the fund, like it's really helped me in terms of, when you sew, of course you earn more money. And aside from that, there's this need for Africans in this island, because it is island, for them to always want them to look home, like in this homish attire. But I think there are a little bit of tailors who could do such work. And so I just came up with this idea of me having my own like machine and to just supply their needs of this African wares. But most ultimately it's the fund, the money being earned of the sewing. I added it to my education. I could remember like vividly when I was in my second semester, because tailoring at so hectic, to balance it out, to sew at the night, and then during the days I attend my lectures. So I find myself almost sleeping in class. In fact, I always sleep during the lecture hours. And my friend used to be like, I think this girl, she's pregnant. I was like, really? But they were not like, oh, pregnant, second semester, my third semester, fourth. They were like, oh, if she's pregnant, come on, she'll have delivered a baby. So it was so like ethic for me, though, of course, money is involved, but throughout the night, I do my sewing, and then during the days, I attend my lectures. But it was all so good. At least I found myself doing what I wanted to do. But I got my sewing equipment and materials, some of them from Nigeria while I was coming, because I had it in mind that, of course, I'm going to sew in Cyprus. But basically, my machine was got from Northern Cyprus through a Turkish man, a very nice man. So he's one of my friends in Cyprus. He has his own shop, so I just went to him one day and I was like, I used to sew, like I'm a tailor, that I love sewing, that how can I get my machine? He was like, they don't sell machine in Cyprus, that he could help me get one. So that was how I got my machine from Zabri. His name is Zabri, Turkish man, Cyprus. And I got the machine second semester, that was around September. I think I started sewing in September 2014.
Benim adım Sabri. Memleketim Düzce. Kıbrıs'ta terzilik yapıyorum. 1 yıldır buradayım. 1975'te Kıbrıs'a geldik. Eşim ben, 2 de çocuğum var. Toplam 4 kişiyiz. Tommy bana terzi olduğunu söyledi, makine istediğini söyledi. Ben de ona bir makine sattım ve o da şu anda dikiş yapıyor. Arkadaşlarına yardım ediyor dikişte. Bir arkadaş, good friend, tailor, good tailor. Onu çok seviyorum. I love you Tommy. Benim müşterilerim arasında siyah hem beyaz insanlar var. Genelde Afrika kökenli insanlar çoğunlukta. Onlara tamirat yapıyorum, elbiselerini alıyorum, küçültüyorum, iyi anlaşıyoruz.
If I'm to choose aside from tailoring, I'm going to go into business, and not just any other business. It's daily foods, especially raw fruit. My mom, she's into that business. She sells raw fruits, and if I'm in your state, I choose that because one of the basic things of human is food, and you can never run loss if you know how to do your business very well. And I would choose to sell raw fruits if I'm to choose anything aside from tailoring. Yeah, my future plans for my sewing, first of all, like I want it to be a very big institute. Then it turned to a tailoring school that where people come, register, learn how to sew. Already I've been starting working on it, but I've been a page already on Facebook, which is lifestyle fashion page, whereby all my works are being posted there. And main goal and my main aim is just to be very big, not just even within Africa, like even all over the world, and begin to have my own design, like my label, like Tommy Hilfiger, then they put lifestyle fashion as the dress.
My name is Elham. I'm from Iran. I'm master student, marketing management. and I'm 30 years old. Ankara has a different colors, and I like fashion, so I like Ankara. And it's not expensive, it's cheap, so I like to use it, to wear it. Normally I wear African color. I wear Ankara when I wanna go to party, a Nigerian party, because I have many Nigerian friends. Sometimes they invite me in parties, so I prefer to wear Nigerian clothes, and because I like their culture. I really enjoy. Ankara is popular, I think, because, for example, when I watch movie, I can see in New York it's fashion, and people wear it, and also we have a shop for Nigerian Ankara.
The greatest challenge I have is the money exchange rate. To be plain and to be sincere in this northern Cyprus, because basically Nigerians, we love bargains, and then Nigeria, obviously if I want to make a dress here, and then they say, oh no, Nigeria, I got this amount paid in 500 naira, and in liras it's 5 lira. I'll be like, come on, 5 lira is just money for a zip. Like if I want to get zip here, it's just 5 lira. So the basic and the greatest challenge I have is just this fund and payment issue. Aside from that, there's no any other good. That's what I want to do. My advice for someone out there who has this idea in you is that there is just something in this world. Ideas are not just bestowed in someone's heart. Ideas are all over the world, people. It depends on you and how fast. Sometimes you wait that, until I have this capital, until I have this huge amount of money, until I have this shop, until I have this whatever you're planning to do. No, you don't wait till those kind of resources. With the little you have, you just start working on it, and you move on with some people you know that will favor your life. You don't need to be proud that, oh no, I don't want this person. Just be sincere, be yourself, and anything you just have in your mind, begin to work on it speedily. In order for you to be able to succeed in life, first of all, you put everything in God's hands, and then it helps you out. And also, you need to be yourself and start immediately.